There are other videos out there on how to make a good Etsy listing title, and I wanted to make a better one. And really, I couldn't come up with a better intro, so we're just gonna roll with that. Hey guys, Angie here, and I wanted to give the best answer to this question, or at least answer it as thoroughly as I possibly could. So why do Etsy titles even matter? Number one, it gives your listing the potential to show in search results as customers are searching on Etsy for a particular item. Number two, it can affect the SEO of your listing, or how well it's actually found when those customers are searching. Number three, it can have an impact on the customer's behavior and whether they decide to click on your listing or another seller's listing. Now, Etsy gives us 140 characters for a title. And the question is, do all bestsellers on Etsy use all 140 characters? And the answer is no. So should you be using all 140 characters? This is how I look at it. All things on Etsy are about collecting data, including your title. So I want to be able to take up as much real estate as possible that is available to me on Etsy. And that means using the maximum amount of keywords possible. So likely, some of the titles that you see on Etsy of bestsellers who are using less than 140 characters, they have most likely already gathered enough data to use less characters. And I'm going to give you an example from my own business. So I have a top seller on Etsy that is generating most of the sales in one of my stores, and I have ads going on that listing. And I actually went into the Etsy ads dashboard where they tell you what keyword is getting most of the clicks and most of the sales. Now there are some keywords that are getting clicks but not really a lot of sales, so that is wasting my ad budget. Now the keyword that is getting most of the clicks and all of the sales is the most important keyword, right? So I set up a brand new listing on Etsy with all the same information, except in my title, I used only the most important keyword. And so at that point, I had collected enough data with all of the other keywords that I was using to narrow it down to the most important one, and therefore that actual listing has less keywords in the title, but is now performing better than the original listing with all 140 characters. So I hope that gives you a better scope and a better understanding of why a lot of people will say use all 140 characters in your title, and then you go to Etsy and you see bestsellers without that. So once you understand that everything is about collecting data, it makes everything a lot more clear for you. So now let's go ahead and jump into some real life examples and do a little bit of research and craft a title together and look at what a title may look like once you have actually dug into the analytics of your store and realized what the best keywords are. So without further ado, let's pop over to the computer.
Okay, so I am over on Etsy, and in the search bar I have typed monogram embroidered hat. And the reason that I did this is because I typed that into Sales Samurai and it was showing no data coming up for that. So I want to see the keywords that other stores are using related to this phrase. So we can see quite a few of them that say popular now. So I'm just going to pull up one of these, and then we're going to look at the keywords in the title. Okay, so this title has several good keywords such as custom embroidered hat, personalized dad cap, embroidery logo baseball hat, your own text monogram, bachelorette, small business merch. So I'm going to take these keywords, put them on my notepad, analyze them, and I'm probably going to grab another title from a different store and see if we can find some additional better keywords. But this is something I want you to take note of. 33 sold in the last 24 hours. This listing is on fire. So when I was telling you guys in my trends video that monogram, embroidery, those things are literally hot right now. So let's go ahead and copy So let's go ahead and copy this, Control C. And I'm over on my Google Doc, and I'm going to do Control V to paste that, and we're just going to go ahead and list out all of these keywords and see which one would be best for our title and in what positioning. And here is another title that is Monogram Hat Women's Personalized Baseball Cap. Now, if I had to guess, I would probably say, seeing that this store has 470,000 sales, that they most likely understand studying the analytics of their store and seeing which keywords are performing best and putting those keywords in their title so that they're not necessarily using a ton of keywords and using up all 140 characters. I don't know for sure because I don't know the owner of this store, but from my personal experience, that is what I would guess. And this listing is an Etsy pick, so it was selected by Etsy's style and trend editor, so that means this is really on trend right now. And if we scroll down, this is selling fast with 7 sold in the past 24 hours. So this is definitely a hot trend for 2023. So let's go ahead and copy some of these keywords and put it on our document. So now what I'm going to do is just type each and every single one of these keyword phrases into Sales Samurai so that we can rank them from lowest competition to highest competition to come up with what I would consider the perfect title. Now, as I said, on Etsy, you're going to see various things from different stores. I see some stores using commas. I see some stores not using commas. I see some stores using those circles in between their keywords, and you're going to see a whole variety of things. So I am sharing what I believe to be the perfect title for my store based on opening 3 different stores in different niches and testing this out for myself. Okay, so custom embroidered hat, we typed into the basic search inside of Sales Samurai. If you don't have this yet, I do have a free trial linked for you down below so you can test this out. But we have an Etsy competition of 24,000, which is medium competition. So something with that level of competition, I would put more towards the middle of my title. And also we can see that the Google search volume is 18,000, which is a high search volume, and that is going to have an impact on the sales that you get on Etsy. As we can see, the Etsy search volume says 51. On my Google document, I'm just going to put the search volume and competition stats next to each and every single keyword here, and then we're going to formulate the title. So let's just do a couple more, and then I will do the rest of them off screen to formulate the title. All right, so we have a personalized dad cap typed into the basic search and then hit search. That has a low competition of 6,772 and an Etsy search volume of 13. We have embroidery logo baseball hat with a low competition of 3,329. Now, Sales Samurai says search volume NA. However, from my experience, if there's that amount of competition, there are people searching for this. So I have had sales from keywords that look literally just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And then we have monogram hat women's with a Etsy competition of 2,203. Nice. This looks like a really cool keyword. Small business merch. Etsy competition only 506 and Etsy search volume of 12. And bachelorette is one of our high competition keywords, but that's okay because look at the Google search volume, 450,000. So I'm definitely going to get that in my title, but it's going to be towards the back. And as my store grows, as the quality score of my listing improves, we're definitely going to be able to scoop up some of that search volume. And the 2 actual individual trending keywords are monogram and then embroidered. So as you can see, monogram is high competition, but the search volume on Google is crushing it. So you want to make sure that you get that in there along with embroidered. And so embroidered has a search volume on Etsy of 3,255, but the Google search volume is blowing it out of the water with 673,000 searches. So to me, that is a no-brainer that if you do your listing well, that this listing could crush it. And you could see one of those hats on Etsy sold 33 in the last 24 hours. So you can tell that that is a hot trend. All right, so I have all of my keywords listed out with the competition to the right-hand side, and then I just took them from the one that is the lowest competition with the most descriptive word related to the item. So monogram, hat, women's, and then I took the next lowest competition keyword phrase, small business merch, embroidery, logo, baseball hat, custom embroidered hat, and bachelorette. So now we're getting a combination of monogram, embroidery, embroidered, and bachelorette. So some of these are super high search volume keywords, and then the ones towards the front are just lower competition. So you can get found in those searches a lot easier as a new store. Now, to make sure that we have the most amount of characters possible so we can collect the most data possible available for this particular listing, let's just go over to our word counter and make sure that we have close to 140 characters. Okay, and it actually said that I only had 109 characters, so I went back in and added personalized baseball cap, which was a medium competition keyword. So I put it before the higher competition ones, and now we have a good amount of variety with the monogram, the embroidery, the personalized, embroidered, and bachelorette. And so that then would be our title. Now, as we run ads to this, or as we get sales and then run ads, and once we see what is bringing us the most amount of clicks and sales, for example, let's say that it's custom embroidered hat, then maybe we want to just use that keyword in a title. So we would duplicate the listing, everything the same, and just title it custom embroidered hat. Maybe there were two keywords that were bringing all of the traffic and orders. So then we could do it like custom embroidered hat, bachelorette. You want to then at that point, in my opinion, weed out the keywords that are getting you the clicks but not bringing you the sales. And that is how you increase your conversion rate, and that is how you also make your ad spend have a higher return on investment. So if you decide to tap into this Google search volume of 673,000 searches and get yourself a really good title, let me come back and let me know how it went for you, right? There's a lot of variables to Etsy, so I never ever guarantee anyone's income with the advice that I share, because there are so many elements that you do have to get right. But the good news is every single one of these elements is actually simple and it's learnable, and the more time that you spend doing it, the more easy that it becomes. And then you can start cranking out listings. You could crank out 50 listings in a day with print on demand and be getting some serious amount of search volume to your store.
So I hope this video was super beneficial for you and your understanding of Etsy titles. Let me know down below what your favorite takeaway was from today's video. And if you haven't joined my free Etsy community on Facebook, I'm going to link that down below in the description for you. I'm also going to link my full Etsy playlist on the screen here so you can dig into more videos on how to succeed on Etsy with print on demand. So make it an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video.